This is the High School Crossfire. Welcome back.
A very good evening to you all, whoever is in this room. I greet you all in Jesus' name. I would like to begin by informing you that the questions I am to ask deserve a yes or no answer. First question, are you fine?
Yes.
Thank you. Do you believe that everyone has a right in Uganda?
Yes.
Do you believe that you are not comfortable with your rights being violated?
No.
Do you believe that our country needs fair justice?
Yes.
Do you believe that not all suspects are guilty?
Yes.
Do you believe that every citizen deserves a right to fair hearing?
Yes.
Do you believe that accusations exist?
Pardon?
Do you believe that accusations exist?
Yes.
Have you ever been accused?
No.
Do you believe in justice?
Yes.
Do you read the Bible?
Yes.
Are you comfortable with your rights being violated?
No.
Do you love your country?
Yes.
Thank you. If literally you are not comfortable with your rights being violated, why would you come here to tell me that if I am being suspected of a case, I should literally be taken? To begin with, I do not understand whether you people have really understood the point you are trying to air out. We personally have come here to inform you that when you are got as a suspect, you really need a right to fair hearing. What does that mean? You need to be taken to court, and you need to be given chance to explain yourself. You really need to be listened to, because you cannot come here and explain to me that you've got me when I'm innocent and you just take me that I'm a criminal. No. But literally, those people who are actually being taken as suspects, not all of them are criminals. Some of them are literally just got at the crime scene and they are being taken as criminals. What does that mean? We all need a right to fair justice. We all need to be listened to. If really you are a patriotic citizen of your country, and you wake up one morning and you tell me that even a suspect needs to be taken to court, I really don't get any point in that. I don't make any sense in that. We told you we have come here as the Uganda Human Rights Association. If I have come here, what is our role? Our role is to fight for each and every right of a citizen that is being violated in the country. If literally you have been got as a suspect, but you have nothing to do with the crime, what does that mean? If I am not given a chance to fair hearing, my rights are being violated. How? I do have a right to freedom of speech. I do have a right to fair hearing. The Constitution tells us that every citizen in the country has a right to fair hearing. We might not know, we might not be the law enforcers, but we are aware of our society rights, our constitutional rights. What does that mean? If I am being violated, I really need to get fair justice. A suspect is just thought to be either guilty or innocent. If I get you as a suspect, I do not just make a final conclusion that you are guilty or innocent. Very many suspects in Uganda have been taken to prison, yet they are innocent. What does that mean? Their rights are not being, they are not actually given their rights, because you're violating my rights if you're not giving me chance to speak. I'm not being given chance to explain myself, and you're taking me to prison as a suspect, and you're telling me that you are a patriot of your country, that you love your country, yet you are taking me to court, yet I have done nothing, and you're explaining to me that you're also a citizen of the country. That literally does not make sense. She came here and told us that she believes that accusations exist. What does that mean? What am I trying to air out? If accusations exist, yes, they do. Can't a suspect be accused? I beg to rest my case.
The panel, the two antagonistic sides, and the entire August House, good evening. My name is Nahara Rosette, the fourth affirmer. As I start, I'll ask the fourth negator some questions which require a yes or no for cross-examination. Number one, did you understand the motion?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand the term? Do you understand the term negotiable?
Yes, I do.
Did you listen clearly to the explanation the first affirmer gave?
Yes, I did.
For your own info, to add on the term, on the meaning of the word negotiable, you know, the first affirmer came here and says negotiable is to open something to discussion. So from the way you presented your argument, it's like you are on our side actually, not negating the motion. When your second speaker came here, he rebutted the point. When your first speaker came here, he rebutted the point of prison, did he? Of taking people to prisons.
Yes, he did.
Did you listen to any farmer giving that point?
I truly listened to whichever negator gave a point.
Did any farmer give the point of mistreating people in prisons?
No.
So are you rebutting invisible things?
I truly understand what I'm doing.
Okay. And again, as we are farmers, we approve that the fair hearing for capital offenses should be made negotiable. So we would, meaning that you as negators are saying that it should not be made negotiable. Am I right?
No.
Are you a negator or you are a farmer?
I'm a negator.
If the motion is there should be fair hearing of this the fair hearing of these capital offenses should be made negotiable, it means you're saying it should not be made negotiable. Am I right?
No.
And since you do not allow it to be made negotiable, I don't see the point why you even came here as a negator in the first place. Thank you for your time. Given the fact that the farmers, the negators came here and actually gave points in our favor, we request them to humbly shift to our side so that we strongly support the motion that says this House will make the right to fair hearing of capital offences suspects negotiable. We as team of farmers, we believe that for every action, there is a reaction for every reaction, there is an action that is triggering it. And we as team of farmers, we are creating a world in which our people can be heard, in which our people can be given a podium to explain their reaction and their actions after committing these capital offenses. In this, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about capital offenses. These are offenses that could even be given a maximum punishment of death penalties. So we are giving them fair hearing so that we get to know the root cause of these problems, so that to eliminate the causes. The former speakers came and explained to you that some of these capital suspects, they are triggered to commit these capital crimes because of some bigger people in government. So by giving them a fair hearing, we are getting a chance to get to the root cause, because there is a possibility of punishing one person who is a capital offender, and yet the person who is behind him is going to employ more and more people that are going to commit these capital crimes. That's why we stand by motion and make the fair hearing for capital offences suspects negotiable. And more so to this, we set our parameter as Uganda, in which it's a democratic state, a state that has a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. By opening up to fair hearing of these capital suspects, of these capital offenders suspects, we promote democracy in our nation. And as I conclude, we stand by the motion, and we will make the fair hearing of capital offences suspects negotiable. Thank you.
Debaters, thank you for debating today. I will begin with small criticisms, not small. Team Negative, today's resolution was a policy debate. You came before us here today, and your case from Speaker 1 to Speaker 4 was no, 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 no. In other words, in summary of whatever you said, everything you gave us was no towards what Team Affirmative said. Now, in a value debate, that may subsist. But in a policy debate, what do you have as a response to whatsoever they are doing? What do you have as a work plan? Oh, if the right to bail is non-negotiable, what policies are you willing to enact to make sure that this non-derogable right is further safeguarded from derogation or from such activities by Team Affirmative, of even bringing it into disrepute? I had none of that. Team Negative, the dossier that was circulated to all schools clearly stipulates the difference between value and policy debates. I beg that you give some attention to it. and draw a distinction between both. Because maybe it could have been you treating this as a valid debate, but it was not. So team negative, I would love you to shape up on those arguments and on those resolutions. But with regards to the bigger substance of the debate, allow me to submit to my co-judge to substantiate. Thank you.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to appreciate both teams. Yeah, it was really a good debate. Personally, there's a way I just feel motivated. There's a way I feel happy when I look at people at such an age, when people are debating and then they bring articles of the Constitution, more so bringing the right articles that talk about what we are discussing about. Really, it shows me that there's a brighter future ahead. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what makes High School Crossfire an outstanding debate platform. It is because of the cross of the resolutions we provide and the ability of different schools from different students from different schools to come and articulate issues of national importance about such resolutions that even people outside in the field can't articulate about, despite the fact that you expect them to. What is the gist now? The gist, I will now break it down to today's interpretation of the resolution. The keyword in today's resolution was negotiable. Let me read the resolution. This House will make the right to fair hearing for capital offences suspects negotiable. For example, literal negotiable would mean open to modification, limited. It is already stipulated in the law that every suspect has a right to fair hearing, meaning one side had to say, for us we shall limit the right to fair hearing, whereas the other side says, for us we shall not limit the right to fair hearing. So at the end of the day, we had, on the grounds of interpretation, one team giving it the right interpretation and the other team failing on the interpretation of today's resolution. But still, at the end of the day, credit is always given to a team that stands to the right interpretation of a resolution, even if at the end of the day there is a conflict or a misinterpretation of the resolution.
On such grounds that one team, I remember last year we had a same scenario, and we had to come with a conclusion what happens thereafter. It happens that by that time we are already in quarterfinals. There was no remedy for that. Now, to team affirmative, your understanding of that resolution. The presentation style, when you came to start, like for real, they never did their work as it's needed. Yeah? If you could have understood the negotiable part of it, you could have kicked them all with a lot of marks. But the issue goes in the negotiable part of it. But we always say the team which interprets, at least, even if you had no content, even if you had no rebuttals, one thing I like is that they brought the Constitution, they mentioned the Constitution, they played very well, but the understanding part of it, a small sentence like this, the team negatives have the day.